Hidden emotional trauma and diseases. What's the link between it? Your illness is not random. Hi champions, this is Dr. Meghna Dikshit, author of You Matter, and I'm so excited to welcome you to our channel. Here we dive deep into the limitless potential of your mind and brain. Together we unlock the secrets to success, help you heal from the past, and prepare for an extraordinary future. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And for my committed subscribers, welcome back. Your journey to mastering your mind and your body and living your best life continues here. Now, if you are ready to unleash your brain's potential, type ready in the chat box and let's get this video started. Today, we are diving into something that honestly might change the way you look at your health forever. We are talking about the hidden truth behind trauma and illness. If you have ever struggled with chronic pain, anxiety, autoimmune conditions, and felt like no one could really explain why, then this video is for you. Because it turns out your body might be carrying more than just symptoms. It might be carrying your story. Yes, your life story. Trauma is not just in your head, it is in your body. When we hear the word trauma, we often think of things like war, abuse, accidents, the big stuff, right? But trauma is not just about what happened to you. It is also about what happened inside you because of what happened to you. Let me say it again. Trauma is not just what happened. It is what you had to do to survive it. And here is the kicker. Your body remembers, even if your mind tries to forget. Have you ever had a moment where a smell or a sound instantly transported you back to your childhood memory? Maybe the smell of a certain soap makes you anxious or happy, and you don't even know why. That is your nervous system reacting. That is your body remembering. And I will explain further with a case study. In 2010, at my Panchkarma center, one fine day a lady came for consultation. She was suffering from acute sinusitis. Every single morning, she would wake up and begin sneezing. At a time, she would sneeze 20-30 times. Her head would rattle. She inevitably had to consume an anti-allergen tablet. She was suffering sinusitis from childhood. So as a part of case study taking, I asked her a few pertinent questions. And turned out, when she was born, her father was expecting a baby boy. Her family was disappointed that a baby girl was born. As we know, we are 99% energy. So this energy of rejection was transported to that newborn baby girl. She grew up with a deep feeling of unloved and unwanted. In reality, her parents did love her and care for her. She was encouraged and appreciated. But her inner world constantly brought up the feeling of rejection. Even if her mother or father would advise her about something, she would take that up as rejection. She developed a nature of a rebel. There was constant conflict between what she felt subconsciously and what she experienced consciously. This conflict caused huge confusion in her space. Her favorite statement was, "I don't know what to do." This confusion projected in her physical health as sinusitis. Later, as an adult, anytime she would face any kind of confusion in making any decision, her subconscious would be triggered and she would suffer from sinusitis. If you got this, type I got this in the chat box. Now let's understand the science, how trauma affects the body. When you are in a traumatic situation, whether it's a car crash or growing up with emotionally distant parents, your brain flips into survival mode. Your amygdala screams danger. Your nervous system goes into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Cortisol floods your system. Adrenaline spikes. But here's the thing. If your body never gets the chance to fully process that trauma, it stays stuck, frozen in time. And when trauma gets stuck, it doesn't just disappear. It can resurface as chronic fatigue, autoimmune disorders, IBS or gut issues, migraines, fibromyalgia, even things like asthma or eczema. Another patient of mine, let's call her Sarah. She was dealing with crippling chronic body pain for years. Doctors could not find anything wrong. Tests were clean, but the pain was real. Turns out Sarah's mother suffered from bipolar. Sarah grew up all the time watching her mother's moods. where she had to walk on eggshells. Emotionally unpredictable parent. Her body had been in survival mode since she was 5. Her pain was her body's scream for safety. Now, some of you may say, but I had a normal childhood. Can I still have trauma? But it wasn't abused or neglected. My childhood was fine. Here's the truth. Trauma is not about the event. It is about how your body experienced the event. You could have had all your needs met physically. Roof, food, clothes. But still have trauma. If you lacked emotional attunement. Did your parents dismiss your feelings? Punish you for crying? Ignore you when you were hurting? That creates disconnect. You learn to suppress your needs, to people please, to shut down your emotions. And that is trauma too. And it shows up in your health. Imagine a soda bottle. Every time something stressful happens, a shake. A fight with a partner, shake. You lose a job, shake. Childhood neglect, big shake. Now imagine you never open the cap to release the pressure. One day, boom, chronic illness, panic attacks, burnout. So get your pen and paper ready now. We shall now dive deep and understand the link between suppressed emotions and illnesses. Our emotions don't live in a vacuum. They are chemical. They are physical. They show up in our organs, our immune system, even our gut bacteria. Have you ever had a gut-wrenching feeling before a big presentation? We call it butterflies in the stomach. That's your nervous system talking. Suppress emotions long enough and your immune system can start attacking you because it doesn't know what is friend or enemy anymore. That's the root of autoimmunity. Studies have found that people with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, MS often report higher levels of childhood trauma. It's not a coincidence. Dr. Gabor Mate, a physician and trauma expert, says it best. When we have to choose between attachment and authenticity as children, we often sacrifice authenticity to stay safe. But our bodies never forget that loss. My paternal grandmother suffered from rheumatoid arthritis. It's an autoimmune disease. I've seen my grandmother pop a Brufen pill and work in the kitchen. Only when I started my healing work, I was able to understand the deeper implications behind my Amma's illness. She was a doted daughter. She was also a very intelligent woman. Her father had sent her to school in the days when a girl child was not allowed to study. She had studied up to 7th grade. But then, as was the norm, at age 14, she was married off to a widower, 17 years her senior. She went through a lot of abuse in her marital home. My grandfather used to work in Bombay and only visit the village once a year. My grandmother had to single-handed bring up her 4 kids and manage everything. The resentment and anger kept building up. Anger towards her father for putting her through so much of hardship. Resentment towards self that she was unable to stand up for herself. In the later years, all those stored emotions came on her body as rheumatoid arthritis. Now I'm sure you have the main question. So I have trauma, but is healing really possible? Is it with pills or is it medicine-free? You can heal, not overnight, not with one meditation or one yoga class, but slowly and gently by listening to your body, the one that has been protecting you all along. So what are some of the healing tools I can give you right now? First is somatic therapy. It gets you back in touch with your body. Releases stored trauma through movement, breath, and awareness. Second is EMDR, eye movement therapy that rewires traumatic memories. Third is inner child work, and I can swear by this. Meeting the younger you that had to grow up too fast, felt neglected, felt unsafe. Reparenting yourself is the inner child work. Doing that shadow work, that hidden trauma, bringing it out and then healing it slowly by giving that love and affection and safety to your inner child. Next is nervous system regulation. Learning to feel safe in your own skin again. Community and connection. Because healing happens in relationships, not isolation. Remember, we are all social beings. In my advanced programs, initial 2 months, we focus on going to the root cause of any disease that you may be suffering. Connecting with your inner child and starting the journey of healing. I have developed systematic, different processes to address emotions, body pain, and hurtful memories. Your body is not broken, it is very wise. It has been protecting you in the only way it knew till now. And now it's asking you to listen. So, if you have been struggling with any illness, or if anybody you know is struggling with any illness that seems to have no clear cause, if you feel like you're doing everything right but still feel tired, sick, or stuck, please know you're not weak. You're not imagining it. You're not too sensitive. You're responding to a lifetime of pressure. Your story matters, your body matters, and you deserve to feel safe in both. If this video spoke to you, drop a comment below. Share your story with me, or just let us know you're here. If you feel this will help somebody else, please share it with them. Hit that subscribe and like button, because we heal together in this community.